Hi everyone, welcome to the very first MacroActive Product Town Hall. I'm Sarah Kelsey, product marketer and podcast host for the One Up Project.
And I'm Sam Williams, Chief Marketing Officer, and I'm super jazzed to be part of the journey at MacroActive to impact 10 million people's lives with the most valuable platform for fitness and wellness coaches, entrepreneurs, and creators.
Yeah, we're really excited to kick these off. And what these live streams will create is a space and opportunity for you, the trainer or coach, to engage with our team, ask relevant questions, and grow your training business to ultimately help change more lives around the world.
Yeah, and I guess this is a place where we want to give you relevant updates and open up conversations around health and fitness and the technology within it.
Yeah, and a part of that tech is what you're using right now. So when you choose to impact more lives by developing an app, you're given two options of a platform, either a PWA or a native app. So a PWA, or progressive web app, is the application that looks and functions like a native app, but it's accessed through a website initially, and then it's saved to someone's home screen. So a native app, on the other hand, is an application you download from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. The functional difference between both of these is super minimal. You don't need a native app, but there are advantages from a reliability, prestige, and business building aspect. What do you reckon, Sam?
Yeah, Sarah. So I guess the thing to me to help people understand the difference, what's the difference in the process that clients go through between a progressive web app and a digital app?
Yeah, so with a PWA, what your sort of customer is looking at doing is they will go onto your website wherever you're selling your fitness programs, and they will be able to download that application from there as opposed to an app store. On that download, what they actually have to do is add it to their home screen. So there's an extra little step that someone has to do in order to get that onto their phone, as opposed to just, easily hopping onto an app store and clicking download and then that just appearing straight away onto the screen.
Yeah, I guess in my experience of these things, getting people or clients to understand what the process is to add something to their home screen often is fraught with difficulty. Whereas those of us that use apps and smartphones, which is basically everybody, are conditioned to going onto a Google Play Store or an Apple App Store, and they know the process. They understand what it is that they need to do to download and get that native app onto their home screen. So I guess, as silly as that may seem, that subtle difference between getting people engaged via a PWA and getting people engaged via a native app, that small difference in terms of how people are conditioned can make quite a big difference to the level of interaction that there is with your app and the engagement that you achieve through it.
Oh, totally. And it completely transforms the level of accessibility someone has in order to get that app. Like as you mentioned, we're conditioned to be able to hop onto an app store and download an app. And I think one of the key things that I see in helping people build a sustainable habit, which is really important when it comes to developing, I guess, people being able to move forward with their health and fitness goals and develop a sustainable habit of working out and eating healthy, is making that whole process really easy for someone. So if you want someone to stick to a habit, even if you think about yourself, if you want to stick to a habit, it needs to be as easy and as accessible as possible. And so the little difference in being able to download an app could be one of those tiny things that actually influences someone to follow through with a goal or an action more so than they would if it was a little bit harder for them to do.
Yep. And I guess one of the other small pieces of functionality that's a little bit different between a PWA and a native app is the little red dot, or as you call it, the
notification badge.
The notification badge. And I guess, one of the challenges that we have collectively as coaches and trainers or even marketers is getting cutting through the noise.
Mm.
So if you can reliably get a notification to a client that's a plus because it's increasing the level of engagement, it's bringing you closer to your client, and it actually enables you to get greater revenue, get greater engagement over a longer period of time. So one of the things that we've found with native apps is that the clients themselves tend to stay with you longer as a result.
Totally. I think what you are mentioning around cut through is super important, because when you think about people's ability to stick to habits, and a reason why so many people love having a personal trainer is because it gives them that accountability. And so how do you replicate that accountability factor when it comes to an online platform? And push notifications is such an incredible way of doing that, because you're able to really get into the heads of someone straight away, cut through the noise of everything else that's going on in their life, create a ding that creates attention or brings attention to their phone, and reminds them that, you know, they do have this goal, they do have this accountability to action and to working out and to eating healthy. And of course, it's going to help someone stick to their goals so much more, and potentially see better results, which I'm sure is a huge priority for so many of you.
Yeah, and I guess the key point here is that from a business standpoint, what we've seen is about a 2.5 times greater level of engagement as a result of someone having a native app rather than a PWA. It's a little bit imprecise in terms of exactly what the technical differences are, but from a business benefit standpoint, it's all about that process of enabling your clients to access your app easily in terms of what they're conditioned to between PWA and a native app in the App Store. And secondly, it's about getting cut through and enabling you to cut through the noise. And I guess an example of that in terms of a client is Corey Jane. You know, one of the reasons that she had for migrating from a PWA to a native app is that her clients were having difficulty figuring out how to get access to the PWA or get it on their home screen versus what they were conditioned to in relation to the App Store.
Yeah, but don't take our word for it. Here's a short video from our CEO, Ken Brickley, explaining a bit more about the differences.
A PWA looks and behaves exactly like an app, and you can earn a respectable living, as you probably already have, with a progressive web app. But if you're making, let's say, $5,000 or more, the extra edge that you can get with a native app makes financial sense to invest in, and we'll take you through why that is. First and foremost, when you have a native app, your customers go to the Apple Store or the Google Play Store to download your app. That means that it's guaranteed to live on the phone. Huge difference, right? They're seeing your brand in their hand. They're more likely to log in. A little extra engagement over time equals longer lifetime value, right? There's another secret reason why a native app is super important, and that's because you can deliver push notifications inside a native app. Now, we never used to offer that, and now we do. So now it makes sense to upgrade because you have that extra functionality. You can publish whatever you want in these one-to-many broadcast push notifications. Now, the why is a push notification really important? Well, you know that little +1, +2, +3, like that little circle on top of the app? I think we call it like a badge notification or notification badge. The anticipation of what is behind that is palpable, right? And you can't help yourself but click on it, and you want to see what the notification is. And you can publish whatever you want to trigger these notifications. When that additional engagement at scale can really pay back quickly, especially if you're advancing somebody. Even if you're just making them stay on your program for one more month, they're going to lose that extra few kilos or get those gains that they had hoped for, like one more month on your program at scale can really add up fast. You're going to get your brand in the Apple Store, your brand in the Google Play Store, your brand guaranteed to be on the handset of your customers, not sort of only if they hit the button add to home screen, but this is guaranteed to be on the phone, and you get the push notifications, which you can send out as frequently or infrequently as you want. You can put whatever you want inside of those push notifications. They could be, weekly inspirational quotes or really whatever you want. In the future, we're going to have more features that are only available because you have a native app. A lot of the really cool things we're working on right now are only available inside of a native app, because we're talking to some other features that are phone only. Again, phone doesn't talk to a browser in the way the phone talks to an app. I look forward to seeing you.
Cool, thanks Ken. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Going forward, we ultimately want to make these live every week so that you can come in with your questions and we can answer them for you.
Yeah, so make sure you like the video, subscribe, and comment. And I guess the thing is that as we do develop this into a regular event, the idea is that you'll be able to ask questions live. And that brings us to a segment that we like to call what are we watching, or what are we reading, or what are we listening to at the moment. We thought that we'd share some of the ideas and concepts that we're across with you that might be of interest.
Yeah, so one of the things that I've been reading lately that I think would be really beneficial for anyone in the health and fitness space to have a read of is the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. It has a really awesome explanation of how to build strong habits. It basically sets out 4 rules for building habits, which is 1, making it obvious, 2, making it attractive, 3, making it easy, and 4, making it satisfying. And so when I was reading this book, I felt like it would apply to health and fitness so easily, because being able to develop that habit is obviously hard for people. But the less thinking that is involved with that process, the better, because it makes it more automatic for someone. And so it really helps you to gain empathy for the ways that your clients will struggle with consistency, which can obviously be a huge issue, but it can also help with your own routine and building a strong foundation for your progress. Is there anything that you've found interesting lately?
Yeah, well, I guess the thinking about Atomic Habits, it's consistency beats effort. So often when we try and do something new, we try it for a little while and we give up on it. Potentially you give up on it. This idea of being consistent at something is really important from a creator's standpoint. That, in fact, when you look at engagement rates for top performing YouTubers and Instagrammers, for that matter, and TikTokers, it's consistent content coming out that beats all the flashy productions. So when you look at all the creators out there, it's actually consistency of posting, that regular volume of content that's on topic, that makes all the difference in terms of the performance, not only with the algorithm, but in terms of what you can make off the back of either the creator fund in TikTok or YouTube in terms of advertising.
Absolutely. I think a big part of that is making sure that you're showing up for your audience and being that kind of consistent voice and face that they see. And that ultimately will help you build a lot of trust with them as well, which is important when someone's going through that vulnerable journey of trying to improve their lives or become a happier and healthier version of who they already are.
And I guess the thing that I've been watching lately, believe it or not, StreamYard town halls. And in fact, the idea for this town hall model that we have for what we're doing is based off what StreamYard are doing. So those of you who have never heard of StreamYard before, it's actually a live streaming platform that enables you to be able to live stream into YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, as well as Twitch. So its origins were in the gaming space for live streamers of gaming. But when the pandemic came along, the whole business has taken off around people live streaming across, countries and different groups of people, and it's exploded in terms of those business to business live streamers that have developed. So I thoroughly recommend taking a look at any of their town halls so that you can get a feel for what's possible if you want to build a YouTube channel or a presence outside of the native streaming services that there are with Instagram and Facebook. So it's a great platform to be able to do that. It's what we're using today. This is not a paid endorsement. It's just, this is what I'm watching at the moment, and it's pretty cool figuring out how to set up a rig and start to stream consistently into a place like YouTube.
Yeah, something I really love about the StreamYard platform is the functionality of it. You can do so much with it, but more than that, it's just another tool to really help you engage with your existing audience and connect with them on a real level and make them feel like they can actually be with you, ask you questions, and again, builds that trust and that relationship with them.
Great. Well, I think that's it for our first episode. So
amazing. Thanks, guys, for tuning in.
And I think we've managed to get through it without making each other laugh too much. So that's always a plus.
Yeah, for sure.
So I guess the idea is that we will be starting to produce these consistently. And the idea is for them to air on Sunday nights, UK and US time. And that will be Monday mornings for those of you who are in the Southern Hemisphere in the New Zealand, Australia time zone. But have a think about any questions that you might have. And we want to use this as a forum where we get to hear from you guys what you like about MacroActive, the services, the platform, the product, etc., as well as any questions that you have on functionality.
Yeah, we really look forward to hearing all your thoughts, and please don't be shy. Feel welcome to come in and let us know how you feel, or even just any opinions about the industry in general. We'd love to hear it.
So like, comment, subscribe.
Don't forget it.
All right, thanks everyone.
See you.